It is time once again to get Tucker's takes on this Sunday slate. So we will welcome in now the multi-talented podcaster, broadcaster, former NFL lineman Ross Tucker. How are you today, pal?
I'm doing awesome. I like that. Multi-talented podcaster, broadcaster, former. I need you as like my hype man, dude.
Dude, that's what I am. I'm a hype man. I'm your wingman for life, all right? But on not such a high note, the Jaguars. They're in this grind of a season. It just continues. So they're hosting the Titans under the cloud of controversy that is Urban Meyer. Meyer, well, put it this way, had some questionable conduct following their game last week against the Bengals when he did not travel back with the team, stuck around to visit family. Anyway, the team itself did show some signs of life in that loss to Cincy. And this week, home dogs against Tennessee. So Meyer said he doesn't want to be a distraction, Ross, but do you think this will be and maybe prevent the Jags from covering this spread?
You know, it's so funny, dude. Everybody's been asking me this week, what's it like, what's it like? You were a former player. Well, I don't ever remember my head coach not coming back on the team playing. And I certainly didn't play during the social media video, phone video era. So I don't really know. Now, I do remember distractions. And the thing that's funny about any type of distraction or outside noise, as they call it, it can really go one of two ways. I mean, somehow you could call it a rallying cry. They could say, all right, everybody thinks we're going to be terrible now. Everybody thinks we're going to crumble under this environment, and you can rally around it. Or you can crumble because of everybody being skeptical of the head coach now. And, well, this guy doesn't care that much. He's not even coming back with us on the team playing. So, honestly, this is one of those, Emerson, where my recommendation is to stay away. Unless you have a really good feel for it, I would stay away because I think it's like a fork in the road. It's going one way or the other, and I have no idea which way it's going. If it goes the good way, I think they can not only cover, maybe win the game. If it goes the other way, they could get blown out. I'm staying away, dude.
Okay, well, one fact to note, Tennessee 1-5 ATS in their last 6 as a road favorite. But again, Jacksonville just seems to be on another level, and that's not a good level right now. It looks like it's Trey Lance time in San Francisco with Jimmy G banged up with a calf injury here, dude. Niners will visit the Cardinals. The 4 o'clock window we're talking here. Arizona, the last remaining undefeated team, favored in this one, but can the rookie keep it close and cover the spread?
So this is an interesting one for sure, because sort of like what I said about Jacksonville, there is a little bit of uncertainty and unknown as it relates to Trey Lance. Here's what I will say, though. Number one, I think Arizona is kind of poised for a letdown, man. I mean, the same reasoning and logic why I thought the Cardinals would cover in LA against the Rams last week is the same reason why I think the 49ers cover this week. Because everybody had been patting the Rams on the back. Oh, you guys beat the Bucs. You beat Brady. You're the number 1 team in the power rankings. They came crashing down. That's what the NFL does. NFL humbles you. Now the Cardinals are everybody's darling. Oh, you guys are great. You beat the Rams. You went on the road. You're the last undefeated team. And I think, even though we don't know how Trey Lance will play, I have a sneaky suspicion that Kyle Shanahan is going to have a pretty darn good game plan for Trey Lance. The Cardinals don't really know what the 49ers will do with a full week of prepping Trey Lance to play. Call it a funny feeling. Give me the Niners and the points. It's a letdown spot for the Cardinals.
All right, let's see if Bill Belichick will have a good game plan here for Davis Mills, because the Patriots, they made some headlines this week as well when they traded away disgruntled cornerback Stephon Gilmore to the Panthers. So he was on the PUP list. He wasn't going to play this week anyway, but maybe the Patriots, like defensive performance against the Bucs last week, gave Hoodie the confidence to cut the former defensive player of the year. So this week, again, they get a nice soft matchup against the Texans, who have an identical 1-3 record. Do you expect them to dominate Houston, the Patriots, and cover this big spread?
No, I don't. I think this will be a competitive game. I think the Patriots got so high and so up for the Brady return that they're poised for a little bit of a letdown. The Texans got embarrassed, man. I mean, 40-0 in an NFL game. That is ugly. I know Davis Mills did not play well. I expect him to play better at home. They have a prideful bunch. Remember this, Nick Caserio was in New England forever. Nick Caserio was in New England when I was in New England. So he knows the personnel for the Patriots very, very well. He knows how to attack them. Look, I think Patriots win the game. I think Mac Jones is playing very well. But I do think the Texans are able to keep this one close enough to cover. I would take the Texans and the points.
Yeah, and New England, by the way, 2-7 ATS in their last 9 games as a favorite. So I think you're onto something here. Let's get to this marquee matchup of the week. It's an AFC Championship rematch from last year between the Chiefs and the Bills. You got Buffalo. That's when the Bills gave KC a run for their money before ultimately falling by 14 points, 38-24. Chiefs will be favored at home here, but do you think Buffalo can get the job done this time?
Oh, yes. Yeah, this is one of my favorite plays of the week. I like the Bills and the points. The Chiefs' defense is terrible. I mean, they have the worst defense in the NFL. The Bills are a much improved team. And I know all week they've been saying, it's just the next game. It's just week 5. They are so full of it, dude. That is called, that's what their head coach told them to say. So they're repeating it. They know how much this game matters. They know how important this game is. They want to win this game desperately to make a statement to the rest of the AFC, to continue to punch the Chiefs while they're down and not let them get back up and get the number 1 seed in the AFC. And the Bills are playing at a really high level. Their defense is much improved. Love the Bills and the points.
Yeah, Bills offense, man. Josh Allen just playing well. He's spreading the ball around. And KC, 1-7 against the spread in their last 8 games at Arrowhead. Any other teams you like to cover this week?
Yeah, so this is, maybe I'm too close to this team, calling their preseason games on TV and their pregame on the radio. But I kind of like the Eagles. If you can still get that 3.5, that's been out there a lot this week. I like the Eagles. Jalen Hurts played arguably his best game as an Eagle last week. The defense was terrible, but they're not playing the Cowboys or the Chiefs this week. They're playing a decent Panthers team, but the Panthers don't have Shaq Thompson. They don't have J.C. Horn. We'll see what happens with McCaffrey, who was at practice this week, but I'm still skeptical. I think the Eagles can cover the spread. I think it's a really, really close game because I like what I've seen from them offensively. I mean, they had 3 touchdowns taken off the board by penalty against the Chiefs. They could have scored 40.
Yeah, it does feel like the Eagles should be a little better than 1-3, and maybe that Panthers 3-1 record is a bit inflated. What about a game total you like, Ross?
Dude, I'm staying with the same game. Okay. I like the over for the Eagles and the Panthers. I don't understand this number. I mean, first of all, the Eagles have given up over 40 points 2 games in a row. That is hard to do in the NFL. That's a lot of points. The Chiefs didn't punt once. They had the ball 7 times and scored 6 touchdowns. The other one was an interception. Meanwhile, as I just referenced, the Panthers don't have all their guys on defense. And the Eagles offensively, with Jalen Hurts, they're starting to fire on all cylinders again. So I think this number hits the over pretty easily. It's one of my favorite bets of the week.
Let's not forget Sam Darnold leading the NFL in rushing touchdowns, baby. 5 of them. Let's go fantasy football chatter here real quick before you take off. Who is a guy that's going to go off on the Sunday main slate, and tell me why?
All right, so I know it's the same game. It's 3 answers in a row, same game. I don't care. I'm trying to give you guys winners. I'm trying to help you win money. It's Chuba Hubbard, right? I mean, I don't think McCaffrey's going to play. I think they're going to err on the side of caution with that pulled muscle. And the Eagles play 2 deep safeties all the time. They just let you run the ball on them. They let you throw the ball underneath. And I think Hubbard, who's got a pretty low salary, is the guy to go with this week to try to win some of those GPPs.
Cool. And let's not forget here, facing the Eagles, who are ranked 27th against the run. I like it. Last one before you go. Monday Night Football between the Colts and the Ravens. Colts picking up their first win of the season last week against Miami. This is a little tougher of an opponent, though. Can they slow down Lamar and this offense, or you think Baltimore just runs away with it?
I think Baltimore runs away with it. I really do. I like the way the Ravens are throwing the ball. This is the best their passing game has looked in a long time. We know about the running game. So I think they'll be able to move the ball and score points. They always do. And then defensively, this is not a good matchup for Carson Wentz. With Wink Martindale's blitzes coming from all over the place, Wentz likes to hold on to the ball. He likes to try to extend plays. Could get ugly. I like the Ravens by quite a bit.
All right, good stuff. Ross Tucker, appreciate you, man. We'll catch up with you next weekend.
My pleasure.